Hey guys, have you ever heard the expression, all dressed up and nowhere to go? Because I'm the living embodiment of it at this moment. That's because I went to Value Village, which I don't know if they have that wherever you are, but it's like the Goodwill store. So you can get things that are worth like amounts of money for like nothing. Um, and I went and bought like I was there yesterday with a couple of my friends, and then I got a little bit hooked, so I went back today and bought even more stuff. And like I bought a bunch of like fancy-ish dresses. I'm wearing one right now, which I can show you. Okay, you can't really tell it's fancy, but it is because I know you care so much about my new dresses. It's my blog. Shut up. Um, but first of all, I'm going to talk about Star Trek Into Darkness because someone said, "Have you seen it?" And I have indeed. Oh, and they also asked about Great Gatsby, I believe. So I don't have your username on me, but you should know who you are because you asked yesterday. So okay, so I have seen both of those because film. I am the worst film student ever, as I often tell people. But I do see new movies. I just need to catch up on everything ever made that was old. But so yeah, so Great Gatsby. Now I've read the book. I don't know if you've seen it, but on my main channel, I animated a video about Gatsby. I've read it. I've done essays on it. I know that book inside and out, and I'm gonna tell you that I kind of liked Gatsby, and that is not a popular opinion at all. It's it's because Baz Luhrmann and I, we have a love affair. Do you know who Baz Luhrmann is, dear viewer? He's the guy who directed Moulin Rouge, and I'm a big fan of Moulin Rouge. Again, another movie that a lot of people dislike, although more people liked it than Gatsby. I think Gatsby was a little bit long, and I think it got a little bit boring because there were too many party scenes, and like with too much colors and crazy action, crazy Baz Luhrmann action going on, it just eventually gets a little bit boring. But I think that for what it was kind of fun. There were like really cheesy, like flash forwards to Tobey Maguire, who's playing Nick. What's his last name? Nick Cornell. I don't know Nick's last name. It's Nick something. I think it is a spice. I keep thinking Nick Cumin, but it's not. It's not. Nick Cumin. He makes good salad. No, it's not Nick Cumin. It's Nick Carraway, I want to say. Anyways, so there's this really cheesy things where he's like in the future in therapy and he's writing things. There's like stupid. They look like they were made for like Tumblr, just like really bad, just texts in like the sky, in like bad fonts, which I didn't like. But I liked Leonardo DiCaprio's Gatsby. I liked that like Baz he like read the book clearly and he saw the color scheme and he was like, oh, this color represents this. Let's put it everywhere. Like if you've read it, you know that like yellow is money, white is innocence, green is the American dream, and red is like lust type of thing. So like if you watch the movie, he's got sets that are just colored in the colors that mean things in the book. And then if you've read it, then it's pretty cool to like be like, oh, that means that. Oh, look, what's her name? Tom's like lover. Her entire apartment is red because red is her color because she represents lust and blah 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 blah. That was fun. I liked Leo in it. I thought that like it was pretty. I thought the cinematography was really good. I don't think he captured the story, but Baz Luhrmann is not a man who's good at capturing a story. And when you go into a Baz Luhrmann movie, you're not, expecting something that's gonna change your world like psychologically. You just want to look at pretty things for a bit. Although I will say that I didn't cry at the end of Gatsby, but I did cry at the end of Moulin Rouge. And I cried at the end of Gatsby in the book, so maybe it was because I already knew the ending, but I think everyone knows the ending of Gatsby. But what if these? And Star Trek Into Darkness, however, I adored. I mean, I'm biased because I love Star Trek and I love Chris Pine and I love Benedict Cumberbatch. So even if it was an awful movie, I would have loved it. But I think it was a great movie. I enjoyed it more than anything else I've seen in 2013 or 2012, and that's including things that I love like Life of Pi or Seven Psychopaths. Like I was engaged in Into Darkness from like the beginning to the very end. I loved it. I thought all the Star Trek inside jokes were wonderful. I thought that Chris Pine was gorgeous as always. He's my biggest Hollywood crush. I thought that it was acted really well. There was like really good emotion. I thought that the way that they referenced the Star Trek movie that they were referencing. I don't know if you guys care about spoilers, but I'm not gonna spoil it. But they referenced it like, and then they like took the concept of one movie and then turned it around, and then they quoted it, and then they kept saying things like at one point they're running onto a shuttle and they say oh yeah, it's just been repaired from that mud incident, which is of course from for any Trekkie referring to the episode called Mud's Women, and the dramatic catalyst of the entire film was a tribble, so that made me happy. That made me ever so happy, and I could predict things were going to happen, but I didn't know how they were going to happen, and I really liked Benedict Cumberbatch, how he was so hard to define. Like, he's so good at acting that you believe everything he says, but not just, like, as in, like, oh, he's that character, as in, like, you're like, wait, whose side is he on? I don't know. The characters don't know. What are you doing? Yeah, and I love the design of the Klingons. They were, they have this, like, I think J.J. Abrams knows how to tease a Trekkie, because he, like, at the beginning of the scene, the Klingons have these masks on that have the ridges, and in the original series, Klingons don't have ridges, they just have human faces, and in TNG on, which is, like, after the original series ended, Next Generation is TNG, and every Star Trek after, the Klingons had these ridges on their foreheads, and, like, it never explains how they got them, it's just, like, in reality, it's a makeup change, and they never really fixed it in the lore. I think they said something stupid about it in Enterprise, but I don't count that. And so they had these masks on that had the ridges, and like you don't know if the actual Klingons had the ridges, and I thought that they weren't going to show their faces, and I was going to have to punch someone, but then they did, and they have the coolest design. They've got like earrings, and oh man, it's so good. Just spend your money on Into Darkness. If you're going to see one or the other, just go for Into Darkness. I know Gatsby is a really good novel. Read the book.